Some disappointing news coming from Shams on Twitter. Jaylen Brown has been diagnosed with a torn ligament in his left wrist and is out for the remainder of the season. That is some very disappointing news, especially if you're a Celtics fan, but just fans in the NBA in general, because you do hate to see the NBA players get hurt, and you do start to ask yourself how many more players are going to get injured. Sometimes when you watch these games, it feels like you just want these players to stay healthy rather than to actually watch them play the game and actually enjoy the game. This season has absolutely had its ups and downs, and this is just kind of disappointing to hear from Shams, especially as you get towards the end of the season. Injuries now are really going to start to hurt your team, so the fact that Jaylen Brown has a torn ligament and he's going to be out for the remainder of season, that kind of puts an end to a lot of things when it comes to the Boston Celtics, and it's just very disappointing to see. Before we get into today's video, yo, what is up guys, it is your boy and I'm back here giving y'all another banger. And since I'm giving y'all another banger, if y'all could go ahead and drop a like on this video, it'd be much appreciated, and please subscribe if you enjoy basketball content. But like I said earlier, and of course because you clicked on this video, Jaylen Brown has been injured. He has a torn ligament in his wrist and he is going to be out for the remainder of the season. Now, the Boston Celtics had already been struggling for pretty much the majority of this season. I think they had been hit pretty bad with COVID. Obviously, we know about Jason Tatum and how he has actually struggled heavily with COVID. Even as he's gone back, he still feels the effects from time to time, and it's even said that he had to use an inhaler before the game, which he never had to do before getting COVID. We know that Kemba Walker really was struggling earlier in the season. He was off to a really bad start. He really couldn't hit anything, so he was kind of just a dead out there, kind of just getting cardio. And because he's Kemba Walker, he's not really adding anything other than offense. They also suffered an injury when it comes to Marcus Smart. He was out. He got injured against the Lakers game, so he missed a bunch of time due to injury. So you just start to see that the Boston Celtics really were just hit with a bunch of injuries and a bunch of circumstances that really hurt their team, which is why they fell as far as they did. And you could start to see that as they were starting to get healthy, they could probably maybe make a push in the playoffs. I don't think they would be a first round exit. They could probably go on the second round like they did last season, but they were skidding a little bit because they did lose to the Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls. So you could say that maybe they didn't have the highest playoff hopes at all. However, an injury to Jaylen Brown is officially going to put an end to all playoff hopes or any playoff run that the Boston Celtics are going to have, because no Jaylen Brown means that you basically just lost one of your premier stars. He's definitely the co-star with Jaylen Brown. You know, they're like the dynamic duo, so losing that is really going to hurt their team. Jaylen Brown is a two-way player. What he provides offensively and defensively is so valuable, so the fact that they lost him, it's just a huge hit to such a bad season overall when it comes to the Boston Celtics. It's just been very unfortunate, a lot of bad injuries, and that is probably how things are going to wrap up. I expect them to lose in the first round at this point. Honestly, I just don't see this team coming along with everything that they've had throughout the course of this season, just coming together and suddenly being able to make a push in the playoffs. With Jaylen Brown out, I'm sorry, I just feel like everything for the season has just kind of come to a crumbling end. I'm not fully blaming the Boston Celtics themselves. However, I do believe some accountability should be handed to them, especially Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge should be held responsible just like all the other GMs around the NBA, because he is not particularly great at making deals when he could have made several deals this season and, you know, past seasons as well. So with that being said, I do want to shout out Jaylen Brown and hope that he does have a speedy recovery. Like I said, I don't want to wish injury upon anyone or wish injury upon any other players, so I just hope that he does have a speedy recovery and that he recovers from this in due time. This is obviously not a very serious injury, especially when you think about it from a macro view. He should be okay for his career. He should probably come back next season and just be absolutely fine. But man, that is just the end to a very, very, very disappointing season when it comes to the Boston Celtics. Again, some variables they could have controlled, some variables they couldn't. So when you think about it all, it's just very disappointing. You really didn't think that they would just be like a sort of a first round exit team when you thought about the Boston Celtics in general. You thought they would at least push a team or something like that. And again, the playoffs didn't start, but when you really think about this Boston Celtics team without Jaylen Brown, it's just a really big push for me to believe that they're going to make some noise in the Eastern Conference this year, just because of all their injuries and all the circumstances surrounding the Boston Celtics. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much. If you listened this far, please drop a like on this video. It'd be much appreciated. And please subscribe if you enjoyed basketball content. Please check out my other videos if you enjoy basketball. And please comment down below what you think about this Jaylen Brown injury and what you think about the Boston Celtics chances are moving forward. But sorry for not been uploading as much as I want to, guys. I have been, in school, and because I am now done with finals, I'm definitely going to be back on the grind of uploading as much as I can and providing content for you guys, because I do appreciate you guys so much. So without further ado, guys, I am out. Peace.